I do not know if I'm on the air here. Gonna have to see. Oh, we are. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are midway through a battle here between Unlinked and Astral. The first battle was already concluded with a narrow win for Pixelmon Unlinked. And it was Yella Bella beating Hoytman 77-7. We have a match underway between Python PvP and Sizar here. Sizar being from Astral and Python being from Unlinked. It is midway, so for the people that have been watching the stream without a commentator, here I am, X-muted on the scene. Landorus is gonna take no damage from a Clodsire Earthquake here. I do not know the full state of the battle currently. We're gonna have to see underway here. Currently, Clodsire versus Landorus. Would say the matchup is in Python PvP's favor here. Gonna have to wait and see what they're gonna do. Both battlers are currently making a decision. I do believe if Unlinked get this win here over Astral, I do believe they have secured their place for the next round. For the knockouts, I believe. Gonna have to wait and see what they do. Currently still waiting on their moves. One of, or perhaps both battlers taking their time here. Out comes the Dondozo, and Landorus will U-turn out. Momentum on Python PvP side from Unlinked here. Gonna have to wait and see what he swaps into this massive Dondozo on the field. The current battlers that are fighting, I believe, Z-Macolo. These are the two, I believe now with this, with the first win over Astral. I do believe Unlinked is second in the group and Astral might still be first. I believe Kieran will come out versus the Dondozo here. Gonna have to wait and see how Astral responds. This Kieran we have seen before that it gets completely walled by the Shedinja that was used by Astral. Might be coming back out here to completely wall this Kyurem. Blissey will come out versus this Kyurem setting up a substitute. One fact to remember here is Kyurem does have a great enough HP stat that a seismic toss from Blissey will not break its substitute in one go. Kyurem obviously also having that pressure out, so it can heavily take off the PP of Blissey's Wish, Soft Wield, or any other recovery moves here. We're going to have to see. Both Pokemon on the field having leftovers. Blissey most likely gonna switch out or just seismic toss this substitute of this Kyurem until it collapses. Gonna have to wait here, turn 14. We might be in for a long haul here. Both experienced fighters on the field. Out comes the Clodsire, taking quite a bit of damage from that freeze dry. You're gonna have to wait and see what this Clodsire can do versus this Kyurem. Wish will come through, restoring all of Clodsire's HP. But the question is what this Clodsire can threaten his Kyurem with. And then out comes the Shedinja, obviously Wonder Guard, preventing that Kyurem from doing anything. I do believe we've seen the Kyurem's entire moveset, so I do think we have confirmation that it cannot touch the Shedinja at all. Substitute is still up, though. Python really trying to figure out how to get around this Shedinja. Interesting adaptation from Astral. And Python PvP, not happy about the stall usage. Stall is just a part of the game, so you'll have to deal with it for now. Shadow Sneak not doing a whole lot of damage to the heat run that's coming out. I do believe both Astral and Unlinked will be moving on. Clouds are coming back in for Shedinja, getting trapped by Magma Storm though. Landorus Farron coming back out against this Clodsire here. Spikes will go up, some extra entry hazard damage for Python to worry about. But perhaps he can take care of this Clodsire right here and right now. But I don't believe so. Astral so far, quite a team of strategic battlers that do prefer to use stall as their main way of winning the game. Perfectly fine. Gonna have to see if Python can break through. Dondozo coming back out. Defog will wipe away all those stealth rocks and those spikes that were set up. But now there's Dondozo threatening this Landers here. Dondozo obviously also hugely bulky Pokemon. Gonna completely wall this Landers here. Kyurem coming back out, body press, doing a huge amount of damage to this Kyurem. Most likely going to be looking for another substitute of sorts, mayhaps predicting the swap up from Dondozo. I don't believe this Dondozo will be happy to take a stab freeze drive from this Kyurem here. But he does have that completely safe switch in into Shedinja. Blissey coming out for Astral here. Lomomola coming out for Python PvP. Both switching out, both trying to predict and work around each other. Two hugely bulky Pokemon on the field here. My personal prediction would be a flip turn from a Mola here. Not going to be sure how much damage that will deal to Blissey. Blissey is going to use Protect. Alomomola does use Flip Turn. Blissey getting some of that leftovers recovery. It might be in for another long haul here. Both Python and Sizar thinking about what to do here. Do keep in mind, whilst we, as the viewers, don't see it, both fighters actually know each other's team. We do have team preview in this. Heatron coming out versus the Blissey. Blissey setting up some more stealth rocks. If anyone has any questions in the chat, I will do my best to answer. But so far, both players is trying to work around each other to see what they can do here. Pretty interesting defensive core by Sizar so far. That Shedinja, pretty unconventional to use, but it's doing its worth against Python's team so far. Unable to get rid of it. Protect coming out from the Blissey. The Magma Storm coming out for Heatran, doing no damage because of that Protect. Blissey and Heatran both getting some more leftovers recovery. As we await the next turn of this battle. Python inquiring what a time limit or anything to use against this stall team. Interesting question posed by Python. What happens if stall versus stall? Stall versus stall means I'm going to be here commentating for a very long time. Clouds are coming in against Heatran. Also, this group stage completely content with using stall to outlast their opponents so far. Being currently the group leader, I believe, in their group. Sorry, I forgot to finish my sentence there. So far, this battle mostly completely even. Clouds are taking a huge chunk of damage from Earth Power, and Heatran also taking a huge chunk of damage from Earthquake. Gonna have to wait and see what happens here. Clouds are on its last legs. Heatran is faster. Taking a risk there, Python. That 4 times effective Earthquake nearly finishing off his Heatran. But at the same time, this Clodsire is almost dead. And Clodsire will faint one of the defensive Pokemon from Sizar out of the picture here. Then again, Python's Heatran also looking like it's on its last legs. Gliscor will be coming out versus this Heatran. Looking to KO with Earthquake. Gonna have to wait and see if Python is going to save this Heatran or not. Does need it versus that Shedinja that Sizar is carrying. Landorus Fairy will be coming out. Does get toxic by this Gliscor here. Very unfortunate. And this Gliscor will get its Toxic Heal activated by its own Toxic Orb. Poison Heal, rather. Gliscor using Protect. Wait and see what Landorus does. Landorus tries to U-turn out. Taking a bit of damage from that Toxic there. Again going for Toxic, expecting the normal switch. Gliscor is faster than that Landorus. Very interesting. Palafin will be coming out, getting its transformation in. Maybe this is the turning point in this battle. Palafin, hugely scary Pokemon for a stall team to have to deal with. Shedinja coming out versus Palafin. We're going to have to wait and see if Palafin can do anything to the Shedinja. If it's carrying any super effective moves versus the Bug Ghost type. Otherwise, this thing might be completely walled by Shedinja also. Hero form Palafin now being activated. As we the moves of both battlers here. Palafin, one of the more popular Pokemon so far used during this Pixelmon World Cup here. Lander's coming back out versus the Shedinja. Toxic not going to do much. Lander's already being poisoned. Gonna have to see what Sizar swaps in versus this Landorus. Monomola coming out versus Shedinja. Shedinja using Protect. Probably looking for another opportunity to get another Toxic off versus this Alomomola. Toxapex coming out versus this Alomomola here. Alomomola gonna use Wish, probably looking to Python probably looking to heal up his Heatran. That was crucial in taking out that Clodsire from earlier. You have to question if Toxapex can stand against that Heatran. My guess would be yes, probably. Gliscor coming back out versus Alomomola. A crit flip turn doing a bit of damage to this Gliscor. Doing a large chunk. Obviously that Toxic Heal will regenerate quite a bit. Gonna have to wait and see if that crit is gonna matter or not. So far, Sizar extremely heavy on the stall, looking to be extremely hard to break through with that Shedinja adaptation, I should say, rather. Immune to most things that hit his other Pokemon for super effective damage. Meticulously crafted stall team here by Sizar. Python looking for any way to break through. The Yancy coming out versus this Gliscor here. Mega Diancie, we're going to have to wait and see if it can do enough damage to take out this Gliscor. My guess would be yes, probably with a Moonblast. Also does take care of that Shedinja. We're going to have to wait and see if Sizar can do anything versus this Diancie. Keep in mind, it is a mixed attacker, so even Blissey will have a hard time defending against this Mega Diancie. Gliscor using Protect, getting some more of that Poison Heal. Now almost back to full HP. I do believe an Earthquake from Gliscor would probably KO this Diancie, Mega Diancie rather. Keep in mind, when Diancie does do Mega, it does lose 40 defenses in both defense and special defense. It's quite a bit more frail in favor of all the attacking power. Waiting on both fighters' move here. Perhaps Sizar feeling the pressure of that Mega Diancie versus his team. My guess probably maybe the Dondozo coming out, but then again, Dondozo, very physically defensive Pokemon, probably does not want to take a stab Moonblast to the face. Good balance of Pokemon used by Python here. Landospherian coming out against this Gliscor. Landospherian getting constantly wore down by that Toxic. Gliscor most likely just going for another Protect. Probably having done the calculation there that the Mega Diancie would not survive an Earthquake from the Gliscor and does not kill. Protect will be coming out. Defog used. There was no entry hazards on the field. This Landospherian getting slowly worn down in front of this stall team here. As we approach turn 40 already. Gliscor going for another Protect. Another Defog coming out. Landorus getting very close to dying here versus this Gliscor. You have to see what both fighters do. Gliscor going for another Protect. Landorus trying to go for another U-turn. Now only at 12.6%. This Gliscor remains on the field. Massive thorn in the side of Python here. Both battlers thinking of what to do here. Pretty much repeating scenarios in this battle. Already on turn 42 now. Palafin coming out versus that Toxapex. Gonna have to see what it can do. Don't believe Palafin gets many moves to deal with a Toxapex. Perhaps carrying Zen Headbutt. Amolomola coming in versus Toxapex, getting its heavy duty boots knocked off. Very unfortunate for Python. And the Toxic coming through. Wished will be used, probably looking up to heal up his Landers here, but I don't believe that is a safe choice versus this Toxapex if it is carrying Scald. We did see here that Alomomola does outspeed this Toxapex. Gliscor coming out. Flip turn being used. Landers coming back in. Getting a huge amount of HP back by that Wish, back to 74%. And now the same exact scenario again. Both of these ground flying types facing each other down. Alomomola instantly coming back in. Gliscor going for another protect. Getting its HP back. Almost to full, only missing 2 HP. Crit Earthquake coming out versus Alomomola, doing quite a bit of damage. As Alomomola goes for another wish. Another Earthquake coming out. Flip turn will be coming in. Gonna have to see what Python swaps into here. Against this Gliscor. A massive thorn in the side so far. Huram coming back out. Huge HP boost from that wish. This Alomomola really keeping Python's team alive. Huram probably gonna have to force that Gliscor out here. Might be going for another protect. And Diancie coming in versus Shedinja here. Great play by Python, predicting the switch. Now perhaps finally going to be able to get some momentum versus this stall team. Will be able to KO the Shedinja if he connects with a Diamond Storm. Sizar now on the back foot for one of the few times in this battle so far. Gonna have to see if he can recover. As this Mega Diancie threatens his team pretty massively. 2 Moonblasts will KO that Gliscor that previously threatened it out. Dondozo coming in. Python opting to go for the Stealth Rocks. Perhaps trying to get in some hazard damage of his own. Dondozo will threaten this Diancie out, I believe. Do believe Waterfall will do a massive chunk of damage to this Diancie. Still though, Python clawing back some momentum. Those Stealth Rocks. If Shedinja doesn't have heavy duty boots, it will die to those rocks immediately. You have to wait and see how Python responds to this massive Dondozo coming in though. Moonblast doing a heavy chunk of damage to Dondozo. Gonna have to see how Dondozo responds. Liquidation doing massive damage to this Mega Diancie. And the leftovers recovery will probably heal this Dondozo just enough if another protect comes in to take another Moonblast. Situation looking incredibly dangerous for Python here. Excuse me. Dondozo incredibly threatening against Python. If he does lose that Mega Diancie, I don't believe he can break through this stall cord that Sizar has built up here. Gonna have to wait and see what both fighters do here. Each turn taking quite a while, really thinking quite hard. about what to do, as the spectators are starting to grow a bit tired of this battle. Stall is part of the game, folks. Whilst it may not bring the best viewing experience, it is an integral part of Pokemon battling and strategies. Moonblast will take out that Dondozo. Massive for Python there, now having taken out both the Dondozo and the Clodsire. You kind of have to see what Sizer responds with the swap into. Probably looking to come in with that Gliscor. Or perhaps Blissey. Gonna need some wish support for this Mega Diancie, most likely. I think most of Sizer's Pokemon will be able to take a Moonblast or Diamond Storm from Blissey and live to tell the tale. Blissey will be coming out, taking some damage from that Stealth Rock. Seismic Toss will take out that Diancie if it stays in. Alomomola coming back in. Most likely to wish some HP back onto Python's Pokemon here. Keep in mind that Alomomola is faster than Blissey, so if Sizer predicts correct, he will be able to kill one of Python's Pokemon coming in for that wish. As with most pivots, you want your pivot to be slower than the Pokemon up against you. But Alomomola just a bit faster than that Blissey. Lavender should be coming in. Seismic Toss going to be used. Do quite a bit of damage to Landorus, though that Wish will be coming in, regenerating its HP almost back to full HP. Python perhaps slowly whittling down the unbreakable wall that is Sizar's stall team. Perhaps having found some cracks in that wall. Alomomola coming back in, perhaps to provide some more wish support for Python's team here. I think the safe option for Sizar here is to just keep spamming Seismic Toss. Perhaps just going to wish into Alomomola itself here. We don't know. Alomomola will be going for the Protect, taking that wish on itself. And it will die to toxic damage here. That is extremely unfortunate for Python. Perhaps of a bit of a misplay on that toxic damage. Diancie coming back in. Gonna take some damage from that Stealth Rock. I don't believe it'll survive another turn of Stealth Rocks, or just barely. As we approach almost turn 60 here. Gonna have to see how Python responds to losing his cornerstone of his team there. That Alomomoto was doing massive medic work for Python's team that is getting whittled down by this full stall team. Diamond Storm will be used against this Blissey, not doing a whole lot of damage though, and Seismic Toss will finish off that DNC. Now looking like a comfortable situation for Sizar here. That's Python really think about what he can do about this Blissey here. Still waiting on Python switching here. Yellow Bella from Unlinked saying that there might be a bug in the way Pixelmon battling operates, asking why the wish did not go off. Valid question. I was also under the impression that that wish should go off before toxic damage. Gonna have to wait on a call from our referee here. We are waiting technical difficulties here. Python losing his Alomomola due to specific Pixelmon battling mechanics. Gonna have to wait and see. I'll try to stay neutral as commentator here, but if that is the case, that is just incredibly unfortunate for Python here. Maybe worthy of a referee call, I don't know. Still no referee call made. A referee here saying that is how it is intended. Coming in versus this Toxapex here. A referee just saying, welcome to the game here. That's how it goes in Pixelmon. Very unfortunate for Python there, losing to Pixelmon specific battle circumstances, but I guess that is how it is. Quite understandably upset about that situation, but the game's the game, I guess. Lender's coming in versus this Toxapex. Take some Stealth Rock damage. Our referee just kind of telling Python to suck it up here. I don't believe there's any losing that Mega Diancie and the Lomomola. I believe Python's team will just start to slowly get whittled down in this stall team as we're approaching turn 65. Python coming to terms with the situation here, as we have another repeat of the Gliscor versus Lander situation. Kyurem coming out versus this Gliscor here. Our support from Rick coming in with a statement here. I don't know if the chat can see it. Chat will be able to see that message. This battle now, as Python said, approaching the hour mark. Unfortunately, I will not be able to commentate the third battle after this one ends due to the time it has taken up. So the viewers will have to watch that without yours truly commentating. Freeze Drive versus Blissey, not going to do a whole lot. Keep in mind though, pressure will work through that Wish PP as fast as it can. Wish going to come through for Blissey there. Keep in mind, with our rule set, Blissey should only have functionally 5 PP in front of this Pressure Kyurem. As I believe the Pixelmon World Cup does not allow extra PP for recovery moves. Freeze Ray, not going to do a lot of damage to this Blissey here. As a substitute of Kieran once more fading away. Python here facing an incredibly uphill battle versus this team here. After that unfortunate wish situation for Python. Another freeze ray coming in versus this Blissey here. Not going to do a whole lot of damage. Don't believe there's just a whole lot Python can do. We are approaching turn 76 here. Another substitute going up for Kiram. Keep in mind, Seismic Toss will still not be able to break a Kiram substitute because of the amount of HP Kiram has, being above 400. Another freeze ray coming in against Blissey there. It's not even going to do the leftovers damage here. Turn 77. Running out of things to say about the situation here. Blissey getting swapped out for Shedinja here, and Shedinja coming in. As we know, this Kiram, as we have seen this entire move pool, unable to do anything against the Shedinja. Kiram going for Roost, regenerating most of its HP. Shadow Sneak not enough to break the substitute. Turn 80 here. Shedinja not going to be able to do a lot of damage to this Kiram, but then again, Kiram could do nothing back. So the name of the game here is just slowly whittling down Python's team. Another substitute coming out. Toxic will fail. The Shadow Sneak coming out. Not going to break Kiram's substitute. We're watching some kind of PP war between Shedinja and Kiram. Unfortunately, with how many turns this Kiram has spent in battle, I do believe it won't be able to win said PP war. I'm gonna have to see and wait if we end up seeing perhaps the first Pokemon of the tournament die to struggle damage. Be quite unfortunate to watch. Another substitute coming in for Kiram. Another Toxic failing for Shedinja. Anyways, here in the Netherlands, the weather today has been quite nice. And Duagon saying we watched the Melmetal struggle yesterday. Thank you for that insight. Unlinked, perplexed at about how enjoyable Astral finds using Stall. You know, it's not my cup of tea, but and Sizar here, perhaps some sadistic enjoyment from this battle turning into turn 86. Anyways, for all you watching the European Championship football, I am quite excited for the match coming up between England and the Netherlands. Spain versus France is tomorrow at 3 p.m. EST, I believe. But I believe if there's any Pixelmon World Cup battle going on, I am a firm voucher for saying you should watch that instead. So there we go. Gonna turn 86 here. As Caesar and Yella get into a typing match between what is stall and what isn't stall in the chat here. Landers coming in versus the Shedinja. And Caesar typing in the chat whilst doing this battle. Perhaps he should focus on the battle instead, but then again, does he really have to with this team he's currently using? That is the question. And Lander is taking some toxic damage here. Anyways, let's do a quick poll in the chat for the people watching. What is your favorite Pokemon to use in competitive as Toxapex comes in versus this Landorus? And Landorus using Toxic versus this Toxapex. Obviously not going to work as we approach turn 89 here. And this battle now coming in at almost the hour and 10 minutes mark. We're almost approaching the hour and 10 minutes mark. Gliscor will come in up against Palafin. I was looking at Discord, my bad. I didn't miss the Palafin coming in. Palafin coming in versus Toxapex. Toxapex has been swapped out for Gliscor. No, no, Paladin being swapped in for Kyurem, and then Toxapex being swapped in for Gliscor. Kyurem being able to hit Toxapex with both of its moves here. Probably just that Shedinja or Blissey gonna come back out. I haven't watched every match, but perhaps Dwagon has. This match could look up to be our longest match to date yet in the Pixelmon World Cup. We're gonna have to wait and see. As we are waiting both battlers in terms of what to do here. Substitute will coming out for Kyurem. Toxapex using Toxic will fail against that substitute. We're gonna have to wonder how much substitute PP Kyurem has left. Sizar saying the other side should forfeit. After that whole wish situation, we're gonna have to get a review from our referee and Rick at the end there. So Ninja coming out, we have to wonder if Python has anything left to do against this Shedinja. I don't believe there's a whole lot he can do versus the rest of the stall team here. As we are approaching turn 94. I do not believe the group standings on the website have been updated fully yet. We're gonna have a quick check there. Shadow Sneak going in versus Kyurem doing very little damage. Not that it matters a whole lot. Kyurem getting another substitute up. Might as well. Leftovers recovery coming in. Gonna be looking at the qualifier standings here. Pixelmon Unlinked having won 4 and lost 3 so far. Going to be sitting in at a comfortable number 12. Astral having also won 4 and lost 3. After this battle, Astral most likely going to have to have won 5 and lost 3, and Unlinked going to be at 4-4. Going to be sitting at 12th place for Unlinked there, and Astral going to be sitting in 7th. Sizar is really typing a whole lot of stuff in the chat here, asking the opponent to forfeit. Shedinja doing a bit more damage to Kirim substitute here. As we are approaching turn 100 of this battle, substitute fading away. Shedinja Shadow Sneak finally doing enough damage to this substitute, and will fade away. Freeze Ride, not going to do anything versus Wonder Guard, obviously. Yella making a comment about Southgate Ball being more enjoyable than watching this. I'm not going to comment on that. And Shadow Sneak going to do a tiny bit of damage to this Kirim here. Shout out to this Kirim for being on the field in this battle for over probably 40 turns now, or something like that. And we have hit turn 100. Turn 101 coming in here. Shadow Sneak doing more damage against Kirim again. Kirim gonna roost, getting all of its HP back. We have now hit the hour and 10 minutes mark. And the substitute once more fading away for Kirim. We're gonna quickly do some research here. Shadow Sneak has 48 PP whilst maxed, so I don't believe this Kirim has any chance of winning the PP wars against this Shedinja. Especially considering that it can't roost endlessly due to the restrictions we have put in. Another Shadow Sneak coming in. Another Freeze Ride coming against Shedinja, won't do anything. Perhaps Python looking for a bug in the system where Freeze Ride will suddenly KO the Shedinja. Another substitute coming in for Kirim. Toxic will fail. Great predict by Python, not that it's going to matter a whole bunch. Shedinja going to protect. Going to protect against a whole bunch of unnecessary, but there you go. Gotta do what you gotta do. Another Freeze Ride coming in. Wouldn't have killed anyways because of Wonder Guard. Anyway, so those in the chat, I assume most of you are part of a server of the Pixelmon World Cup, but what teams are you guys supporting in this Pixelmon World Cup? What teams are you guys really rooting for as we approach turn 110 of this battle? Shedinja going for Will-O-Wisp. Shedinja carrying Will-O-Wisp and Toxic, a really Pokemon that can do everything here. Earth Power coming in, will still not do a whole bunch. Will-O-Wisp failing. Shidoi is supporting Unlinked. It's going to be pretty painful to watch for Shidoi then. Yell asking if we will hit the 200 turns. I hope not. But we have hit our turn 110. So there you go. And I believe we've repeated the same 10 turns here. Perhaps we should introduce a rule that you can't. Rick has had plenty of time to grab food, luckily. Rick, what food did you get? Someone asked in the chat, and that someone in the chat was me. I'm curious. Turn 112 here for game 2, and Rick got some pretzel bites. Not even the longest game. No, it's not. Mystical, do you know what our longest game has been to date? Maybe we can try to break the record at least. Both in terms of time and turns. Rick getting some pretzel bites for himself. Rick streamed to 125. Let's try to break that record here. One game went to 160s. Maybe perhaps we can beat that one as well. And a whole bunch of nothing happening in the battle right now. It's like watching paint dry. I mean, great moves by both battlers here. Really tactical integrity being shown on both sides. And the Will-O-Wisp will fail once again. Struggling at my job to stay completely neutral here. I wish I had some pretzel bites like Rick had right now. Unfortunately, I'm not going to go down to get some chips for myself. Or crisps for the British people in the chat. I'm going to commentate this to the end. And I hope that end is soon. As I said, unfortunately, I won't be able to commentate the third battle here. Perhaps Astral's strategy is to tire out the Europeans among us so hard that they fall asleep at their desk. As we approach turn 120 here. At this point, I believe both battlers maybe should just button mash their moves, because that's what they're doing. Another Earth Power coming in, another Will-O-Wisp coming in, nothing happening. Unfortunate. Yellow Bella getting some info on Ansmash PP maxing his Pokemon, crucial. Another Roost coming in. I believe Python is just going to start to slowly run out of PP here. Roosting at full HP. Gonna probably struggle soon, as I'm struggling to commentate this match. Do have 14 viewers here. Another Earth Power coming in as we approach turn 123. Anyways, guys, what is your favorite Pokemon of all time? Please let me know. I'll do a quick tier list of your favorite Pokemon. Gonna let you know what I think of your awful opinions. Blackout's favorite Pokemon is Kyurem. Well, Dragon is certainly excited about what's happening on the screen right here. Then Landorus coming out. Fell to Will-O-Wisp. Landorus on the field. 1.8% HP. Its final stand, the last stand of Lando T. Lefto is going to keep it alive. Shadoi likes Mimikyu. I like that Pokemon as well. Can the stream see my dance move? I don't believe so, and Smash. Oh, well, it can. I can't, personally, but the stream can. Be sure to show those off. As Smash provides some, perhaps some more vulgar form of entertainment. "16 viewers for the Pixelmon World Cup stream right now. Hello, guys. What's up? We're watching this this battle here, quite intense. Turn 125 approaching. Unsmash been counting the exact amount of substitutes left. Good pair of eyes on that man. Or woman. We don't know. Or anything else. There isn't a chance of how PP stalling, says Sizer. I don't believe anyone cares. I think most people realize that. Glycosaur coming in versus the Lando. U-turn for the Lando, keeping it alive. Kiramon could be coming back out. Extremely threatening against this Glycosaur, of course. What can Sizer do here? I don't believe, I know, I can't really predict what Size is about to do. 23 viewers for the Pixelmon World Cup right now. As we approach turn 126. Freeze Dry coming in against the Gliscor Protect. Some more recovery for both Pokemon on the field. And the Shedinja coming in, didn't see that one coming. We are almost going to be approaching the hour and 30 minutes mark, I believe. Let me do a fact check on that. Not quite yet. Soon, however. Another 13 minutes, so we do have a 90-minute battle here. As 130 comes in. And Smash requesting a good old-fashioned game of rock, paper, scissors for the third match. We have another Kyurem versus the Ninja stare down here. Extremely scary stuff. And Palafin coming back out against the Shedinja here. And the Lando T comes back out. We'll die to Stealth Rock. Or no, not quite yet. Won't actually. Has heavy duty boots. And Eco Captain stating that Ant Smash is his rival. Oh, and the Kyurem finally gets toxic. The end is in sight. The sides are going to be extremely happy about that one. This Kyurem slowly dies to toxic here. Unfortunately, not going to break their record. Going to be coming close. Perhaps Heian Demon and Ant Smash selling games selling the game in a game of rock paper scissors would be an extremely funny and unique way to sell a Pokemon match. I'm gonna say they should go for it. I'm not gonna have any objections. Shadow Sneak coming in. And the Roost coming in. The toxic damage gonna start to do massive chunks of damage to the Kyurem. Oh, and the substitute will fail. And the Kyurem dies. And the Palafin comes out. And I believe this match will end in turn 140. And there you have it, folks. Turn 140, this battle ended. Gonna end at nearly the hour and 30 minutes marks. Sides are saying good game. Perhaps we will see a game of rock, paper, scissors with Hitmonchan here, and if that is the case, I will stick around against my own advice. to commentate this. No one returning the GGs to Sizer except for his own teammates. I'm gonna wonder why, but I believe we know why. As everyone has a collective sigh of relief at the end of that battle. Echo Captain, I believe Avalog is an extremely solid Pokemon. I really like the design. I think it's awesome. Unfortunately, Avalog not really that good and competitive, but that shouldn't matter. We are here as a competitive tournament, but it shouldn't matter the competitiveness of a Pokemon on how it is your favorite. My favorite Pokemon is actually Groudon, and whilst it is decent and competitive, it's definitely not a front runner. You're gonna have to see on what both teams decide on. Echo Captain, I dare you. I double dare you. I triple dare you. You should join the Pixelmon World Cup. Have a great time. I do not know how Hitmonchan Rock Paper Scissors works. Maybe someone can explain. And Smash being concerned that they will be out of the tournament if they lose the Hitmonchan Rock Paper Scissors. I'm gonna tell him right now that's not the case. They are collectively in fifth with Poker Valley. I am going to be heading out for the viewers at home. I hope my commentating has put a smile on your face. Next battle, I believe, will be Ant Smash versus Heian Demon. I'll just quickly go over the lead matchup. If both sides are ready. Ant Smash now they're being completely confident in his readiness, and the battle is gonna get underway here soon. Just waiting on the lead matchup here. I'm gonna offer my final thoughts. As the battle is not yet underway. Good question by Dwagon. I do believe it will be 6v6. Bit of disappointment there. I would have loved to see a 1v1. Perhaps we should have a mini World Cup. A lot of people excited to see the Hitmonchan coming out. Unfortunately, not. And there we go. The match is underway. And Cresselia coming out versus Lopunny here. Interesting matchup. My first thoughts on this, Mega Lopunny versus, I don't know, Trick Room probably. Fake Out coming in against Cresselia, not doing a whole lot of damage. Based off the Fake Out damage, you can see if Return will kill, and it will definitely not. Anyways, I do have to leave for now. I hope you guys stick around and watch the stream for this battle against between Astral and Unlinked. It proves to be an exciting one so far. Hopefully more exciting than the last one anyways. I have been your commentator for the second match, X-Muted, and I will unfortunately be departing. I hope you all continue watching the Pixelmon World Cup and have an amazing day. See you guys later.